Hey, that's fun. Shooting is fun. Let's shoot some more. Bowling pin. Bowling pin. Come on, bowling pin. Come on. Okay, I might have to go in there and kick the bowling pin over. This is Hickok 45 if you didn't know, and I'm shooting an FN 509 tactical. So you tell me if I'm being tactical enough. I am actually hitting that bowling pin, I do believe. See, I can actually shoot. I'm gonna hit that steel again. See, same place. So I am actually. Is that funny, John? Man. Wow, did I shoot 3 magazines already? That's obscene, isn't it? Sometimes I think what was going on with the bowling pin was it was kind of hollowed out. They rot out inside, and it had enough weight to sit there, but yet bullets were going just right through it. I think either that or I was just missing it, right? I might have a few times. So yeah, we got the FN 509 tactical. I mean, why wouldn't I? I'm probably the most tactical person y'all have ever seen, right? You can just look at the videos and tell that right away. You can look at me walking around downtown and tell I'm just a Mr. Tactical sort of fellow. So I thought that this is something we needed. So we requested that from budsgunshop.com, and here it came. And we appreciate their help, their assistance, and enhancing my tactical personality. So thanks, budsgunshop.com. I hope you all support them like they do us. So we're going to shoot that some, and we're going to shoot some federal ammo. We got some, well, we got some 124 grain in the dog dish there, and we have 147 grain subsonic, because you guess what we have? We have, thanks to Royal Range USA in Nashville, we have a muffler for this thing. You know, how can you really be tactical if you don't have a muffler of some sort? You know, you got a Gemtech multi-mount, I believe it's called, 9mm. So we appreciate Royal Range helping us out today. They're right there on the interstate I-40. Check them out. Lots of cool shooting ranges and firearms. I frequent that shop myself quite often. So anyway, we got that, and don't forget, if you're not a member of the NRA, to go to our description and join at a discount. There's a link there. Okay, so take that into consideration and look it up. That's a pretty gun. Yeah, I'll have to say I kind of like the looks of it, except for the slide and you know, the high sights and everything. They look a little odd, don't they? Well, there's a reason for that. If you're relatively new to firearms, you might not understand why. Here's my 509. You know I like these 509s. Here's mine, and here's the one borrowed from Bud's. You see the difference there? One of them is a different color. Yeah, you're very perceptive there. Well, the one on the left, the tactical version, somebody messed up and made the sights too high, didn't they? Not exactly. There's a reason for that. The reason is so you can stick a muffler on it and still see your target. Now it has a threaded, obviously we're very empty, right? Like my head, very empty. So we can unscrew the thread protector. And by the way, this thread protector has an O-ring, and you know, so it won't loosen up when you're just shooting, when you have it on there when you're shooting, okay? You don't have a suppressor attached. It's got an O-ring in there, so we'll put that there, not lose it. And let's put something on the barrel, like this Gemtech. All right, we're going to thread him on there, because we can shoot a 509 any day, since I own one, with you know, without a suppressor, just anytime, and I do. You might have seen it. What was the video? The new range video we did recently. That was actually the 509 I was shooting. I didn't identify it. A couple of people were talking about my Glock, and it was actually the 509, the FN 509. I like it. I still like it. So, how's that for a rig? How's that for tactical? That is tactical, is it not? Now I can see my sights. That's the reason they produced this firearm. so that you have sights that will give you a sight picture above the suppressor. How many times have you seen us out here with a suppressor and we're sort of having to estimate, you know, especially that oil filter suppressor, right? That would take some high sights, wouldn't it? So that's pretty nice. You can pop on a suppressor, most of them I would guess, and still see your sights and have a sight picture. Okay, so that's the advantage. Now the other thing about this firearm is it has this great setup, and I've not used it, but it has a great setup for the for an RMR, you know, rear optical sight here. And you take the plate off, and it's supposed to, and I've not done it, I'll be honest, and you've got a complete toolkit here and different plates and screws, but from all I've read, it's a really nice one, and just about any of the micro red dots will fit on it, and they won't loosen up. So you can study a little more on that. I'm not an expert on those because I really don't use them. I might, you know, one of these days when I can't see my sights. Well, you know, a lot of people use them not just because they're blind or they have poor eyesight. They just like to use those, and you know, especially maybe on a tactical pistol. You know, so. But anyway, it's supposed to be a really nice setup for that. And if that is an area of interest for you, I would study that further and look up and, you know, what the best ones are that you want or can afford and all that. But it's set up for that. Okay. And in terms of what else it comes with you know, a flat back strap if you want that, and we'll talk about a couple other things. First of all, I want to shoot a round or two silently. Comes with a regular mag and a couple of 24 round mags. Speaking of tactical, how's that for tactical? Now the point of aim does change a little bit when you put the suppressor on, and that has been my experience with a lot of the suppressors that we have used. Some not so much, but in some of them seem to throw the rounds all over the place. And of course, most of them do get your gun really dirty, really quickly, okay? So there are downsides to having a muffler on your pistol, all right? There really are, especially if you're gonna shoot a lot. They tend to loosen up on you. I've got a rag here. I'm gonna use kind of a insulation here to keep making sure it's tight, okay? All right, so let's take a shot here with the suppressor on it, okay? I should be able to whisper, and I don't even need to put my ears in, do I? So let's see how it does. This is a Gemtech multi-mount, by the way. Pretty good suppressor. It's I think it runs around $550, $600, something like that. Okay. So it's nice that we haven't had suppressor for a while. We appreciate Royal Range USA coming out and bringing that with them. Okay. The main reason is my cats are sleeping right now. I do not want to disturb them. All right, let's quietly smoke some pot. Look at that, it still smokes. Let's quietly hit a drink there. Oh. Let's quietly do a little bowling. I was going to say, not you too. I need some new bowling pins. Anybody own a bowling alley out there? Let's quietly get a drink out of that 2-liter. Hey, that wasn't so quiet. She popped a little there, didn't she? Let's just smoke a little pot right here. Oh, I know. Going under it, yeah. Let's quietly put a couple of rounds on the target. Empty. Interesting. Suppressors, I don't know. If you have a use for it, if nothing else, they give you a laugh. There's just something about it. Shooting, when you're used to that blast or the report, you know, the pistol, and all of a sudden you're hitting the same targets just as hard, but it's quiet. There's something really weird about it. Okay. I don't know why I'm coming over here. I've got big magazines in my pocket here, mag pouch. All right, what do we want to shoot now? Now I was getting just a little bit back in my face. Again, that's one of the disadvantages of a suppressor. You get blowback, okay? So just for that, I've discovered that this shoots a little bit low right with a suppressor. I'm gonna hold right in the middle of that coffin and try to show you what I mean. Yeah. See, I was holding a little above that and a little bit more to the middle, I think. Let's try those 2 liters. So it's a little more problematic to do precision shooting. I love to hear it smack, smack, smack. Speaking of that, let's smack the gong. Okay, I need to hold a little more, a little higher, maybe to the left. Yeah. Let's make sure it's tight. Okay, she's tight. I'm gonna take a couple more at it because I want to hear it. There we go. I wasn't holding enough left, I think. Or at least I was just flinching or something. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that has been my experience. We were talking about it before the video. You know, it's a little bit of a problem doing precision shooting for me. If I ever bought my own suppressor, I'd want to really research it. I don't know, not that maybe it's that important. I see them as a fun, kind of a fun thing mostly anyway, but I'd really like to be able to hit, you know, what I'm aiming at, you know, and it just depends on the firearm, I think, maybe the ammo, the suppressor, and, you know, the shooter and everything else. That's pretty cool. It's just a fun. It's a shame that you have to go through so much to buy a suppressor, because you know, in some countries you just buy them off the shelf like a magazine, like buying a magazine or a box of ammo or something. You know, just blister pack, you know, hanging there. So maybe we'll get there someday in this country, but they're kind of fun. They're kind of fun. There's something else about this firearm I was going to tell you. You know, it's ambidextrous tactical, so you know, ambidextrous slide lock and mag release and everything, just like the standard 509. It's the slide that's the biggest difference here. You know, they're both really nice pistols. I love the feel of it. I tend to shoot them well, believe it or not. It only takes me about 20 rounds to knock a bowling pin over, as you noticed, right? I think there was a different dynamic going on there. And you got tritium sights on this, so if you really want to be tactical, you know, look what you got. You can pop on a suppressor without any trouble, an RMR, you know, a micro rear red dot sight there. You got your tritium iron sights, so you are really combat ready with this thing. And it's not a bad looking pistol. It's not. Now it comes with 2 springs as well, and I was having some difficulty with this one that was in it, shooting some of the lighter ammo and even, you know, this subsonic ammo. It was malfunctioning with that, so I changed out the spring. It's got a little yellow on it, but it's the same, you know, looking spring, and bingo, we haven't had a malfunction, I don't think, yet with it. So just so you'll know, you got 2 springs, one for like carry ammo, more powerful ammo, and one for lighter ammo, okay, for functioning, everything. So pretty cool. We'll shoot it a little bit more. The gun runs around $1,000, okay, the pistol does, so it's not cheap, not cheap, but it's an FN. They generally make some pretty good stuff. We all know that, I think. All right, what else? There's some more pot that needs to be smoked. Oh, there's some drinks. And a 2-liter. Pow, pow. You think we should shoot this watermelon? Let's do. Now the suppressor had nothing to do with that. You know, if you've been around, you know that a watermelon is generally not going to just blow up from a 9mm. or a 45 ACP. It's a high-speed rifle round that does that. Uh-oh, we got some cinder down there. Let's just pop the cowboy. All right, let's check our tightness on the suppressor. There we go. So it needed about a quarter of a turn or less, or eighth of a turn. So see how gritty and dirty it gets in there? You really get filthy, you get blowback. I can feel it almost every shot. It's not bad, but you just feel it on your cheek when you're shooting a suppressed pistol, sometimes a rifle. It just depends. Depends on the specific suppressor, specific pistol. Some are worse than others. But, you know, it creates more pressure and you get some blowback. You're going to get some blowback, I guess, with any of them. It just varies, again, depending on the ammo, the suppressor, the pistol, whatever it is you're firing. So you'll be ready for that. You know, Hollywood doesn't teach you everything about a suppressor, and neither do I, obviously, right? But just want to let you know about that. So that's a testament so far. I don't know what the round count would be, but you could come to a conclusion maybe if you shot a lot of this both ways, the same firearm, let's say, and cleaned it, you know, and done that over and over and over and over with the same firearm and a suppressor. You would develop probably a formula, and you could estimate pretty closely. Shooting this firearm with this suppressor might be, say, 50 times might be equivalent to shooting without the suppressor. Well, without the suppressor, say shooting it, I don't know, 200 times is about the same as shooting it 50 times with a suppressor in terms of dirt and blowback and, you know, grit and all that. So that's something you'd want to take into consideration if you're going into combat with a suppressor, right? You know, you'd need to make some plans to be able to stop and clean your gun, perhaps, depending on what kind it is. Some need cleaning more frequently than others, or lubing. Kind of like carrying a percussion pistol, you need to make plans to reload somewhere along the way, don't you? So let's throw a couple more. You know what I still have? Oh, look at that. 147 grains, 24 rounds in there, or 20, whatever I put in that magazine. So we're getting shy on target. I am having a little trouble over there hitting long range, but I'm gonna throw a couple more over there because when you do hit, it's just kind of neat. Let's sling a few at the buffalo over there, the pig, the ram, and maybe we'll hit one of them. All right, I'm gonna try to hit the buffalo. What do you know? All right, we killed us a buffalo with a tactical pistol from 2018. Wow, Buffalo Bill would be impressed, wouldn't he? Let's try that ram. All right. Oh, man. Oh boy, I was really holding pretty high over at that time. It makes you look like you're a really bad shot. Maybe I am. Because it just does. Not only do you have a different point of impact, and I sort of figured that out before the video, I thought, but it also seems to change as you continue shooting, and maybe the suppressor warms up, the pistol warms up, your brain warms up, or whatever. Like I was having to hold higher over that thing than I was earlier, I think, but still popped it. All right, I got to get one more on the gong, even if it takes a whole magazine. Oh, it didn't take a whole magazine. Let's shoot something close here, or not too close. Coffin. Bucket. Shooting a suppressor is pretty fun, I have to say. I gotta shoot just one more mag. Is that okay? First, before I do it, is there anything else you wanted to know about this pistol? Huh? Go ahead and ask. Well, I think I gave you an idea on the price and, you know, what we're shooting, what's attached to it. You know, it's the FN 509 pistol, just a tactical version. You've got the 2 mags, you got the 2 recoil springs, you got a flat mainspring housing if you want it. The trigger on this is a little grittier than this one. It's a little grittier. It's not quite as good. This one has I think it's a little bit lighter. Not a lot of difference, but a little difference. It might, after shooting it a few hundred times, you know, improve. Some of the grit usually, you know, gets out of them, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, and then you know, the biggest difference again is it's the slide. You know, the way you can adapt things to it. You got your threaded barrel, of course, comes with it, and you're ready to stick things on there. As far as a tactical pistol, this would set you up for anything you might want to do. Some people like a red dot on their handguns. You see more and more of that. You can see people carrying them, don't you? And then of course you're ready for a suppressor. So yeah, pretty cool outfit if it's what you're in the market for. No doubt about that. So I'm going to shoot one more magazine, and yeah, pretty cool. 147 grain ammo. Which now see, now this is, yeah, it's not called or, like suppressor ammo or subsonic ammo necessarily. It's just that 147 grain 9mm ammo, especially range ammo, generally is subsonic. So if you can find some 147 grain ammo, it's probably going to be subsonic. Probably even some of the carry ammo, and I tend to keep this as 100. Yeah, we could find out. Hey, this is some carry ammo. I think it's 147 grain. Yeah, it's not a good test because yeah, it is 147 grain. Let's see what it sounds like. This is carry ammo. Okay, it's federal. All right. Let's take a couple of shots and see if it tells any difference. I might as well see if I can get the gong going. Boy, speaking of mufflers, that guy needs one. Yep. Carry ammo was pretty quiet. Got one more in there. Yeah. Okay. So like I say, 147 grain ammo is just, you know, by definition, it's basically subsonic. All right. Let's just put a couple on the barrel here. You want to? Or maybe this target. Let's just sling them on this target. Now, I use the term sling loosely here. All right. Let's quietly put some rounds on it. That's funny. That's funny. It's like a potato digger. So anyway, if you've never enjoyed a suppressor, you know, try one sometime. You can lots of shooting ranges. You have rental guns, of course, of all sorts, and I'm sure a lot of them you can even rent a suppressor, probably at Royal Range. Yes, I'm getting a nod. Again, you know, I don't have, this is not my suppressor. So if this, it is not my suppressor. So if somebody who has the paperwork were not here on the premises, guess what? I'd be in trouble. And so would John, because I'd just make him stick it in his pocket, right? If the ATF showed up. No, so that's why I had somebody I could communicate with. Someone has to bring it to us, just like we've done, you know, through the years. Except for there was a short period of time where I was on the FFL for an outfit that was able to do that. But generally speaking, you know, you gotta have the paperwork on these things, and you gotta stay legal, of course. You'll never see us with a suppressor or a Class 3 firearm if it's not 100% legal. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by myself, you get to a rental range somewhere and rent firearms or rent a suppressor if you've never done it before, and you'll get a big kick out of it. You really will. It's kind of a thrill. It's fun, even if you can't hit anything. You know, I you know, very mediocre shooting with it, but it's just fun, no doubt about it. So the FN 509 Tactical, it's a firearm that no home is complete without. Just kidding. It may not be your cup of tea. I mean, it's not mine. I probably would never buy one. You know, I mean, I won't say never, but I probably won't. But for what it does, for the purpose it serves, and it seems to do a pretty good job. We did not have a malfunction, did we? And boy, is it dirty. It's dirty in there, really dirty. So the magazines are dirty, grit in there, you know. But I'll clean her up pretty well before we send it back for the e-gunner auction. Again, a reminder, you know, these things we get from buds, they go back for their e-gunner auctions, and 10% of that goes to the Second Harvest Food Bank in Middle Tennessee. We appreciate your support. Thousands of dollars have come into there, you know, from that, you know, as well as our t-shirt sales and lots of other sources. So we appreciate your support of that and of the people that help us. Okay, so keep in mind who helps us, if you will, and we appreciate Royal Range bringing this out, because, you know, we haven't played with a suppressor for a while. It's been too long. Life is good.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the end of the video. Just practicing a little bit on my acoustic guitar. Since you're here, I want to remind you to check out our friends over at SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. They are a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can get an associate's degree in firearms technology or be certified in gunsmithing. You can check them out at sdi.edu. That's the Sonoran Desert Institute. So please check them out. Also, while you're on the internet, go to hickok45.com. You can find links to all of our other stuff, our supporters, our store. We've got some t-shirts over there. And also check out Hickok45 on Facebook, Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's John_Hickok45 on Instagram, and there's the Hickok45 and Son YouTube channel. So please check that out when you get a chance, and I appreciate it.